Hong Kong brands itself as a food paradise where visitors can enjoy a wide range of culinary options served in hygienic conditions with fresh ingredients. But for most Muslim travelers and residents, the menus are far from appealing. A prevalence of pork and alcohol used to prepare Cantonese cuisine means many foodies who observe Islamic halal traditions struggle to find restaurants with much culinary diversity. The Hong Kong Tourism Board's list of halal options show that most halal eateries in the city are Middle Eastern fast food chains or Indian restaurants. But this food influencer is hoping to spice things up. Mariam Khan runs Foodie Explorers, an Instagram page that showcases all that is halal, vegetarian, and vegan in Hong Kong.
So I have my own food Instagram page where I make content about restaurants in Hong Kong which cater to dietary requirements that would include halal food, vegetarian, and vegan. Then I realized it's because I have dietary requirements and the fact that there's people out there who have similar challenges. So I took that route to make a food page which caters to people with dietary requirements. And then I continued with it. I got so many people messaging me saying that the content has been so helpful. They didn't know such restaurants existed. And not just local Hong Kong, but also tourists coming. They weren't sure where to find restaurants. Even going on Hong Kong Tourism Board page, a lot of limited options.
The Halal Dietary Code spells out what Muslims can and cannot eat. It specifies how food should be prepared and how halal or permitted animals such as chickens, cattle, and sheep must be slaughtered for meat. Under the rules, pork and alcohol are some of the ingredients in food considered haram or forbidden. Khan, who was born in India, says that among Muslims there is a wide range of adherence to halal dietary requirements. Some only go to halal certified restaurants, while others tolerate going to regular eateries as long as they are offered permitted food items.
The issue with that can be sometimes there's cross-contamination or just that the restaurant wasn't able to get the certificate. But the main point here is being transparent. So whatever content I put out all the information there. So if there is any cross-contamination or if the restaurant serves alcohol, then I would post that and then, I let people make their own informed decisions.
Hong Kong has been trying to woo more Middle Eastern travelers to visit the city, but just 0.05% of incoming tourists last year arrived from the Tourism Board's list of 6 Middle Eastern nations, including the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. While Malaysia and Indonesia, also Muslim-majority countries, each contributed around 0.7% of Hong Kong's visitors last year, there is a growing awareness that a lack of halal dining options is a discouraging factor for Muslim tourists.
If you count the varieties of the restaurant, there's a problem when we have, say, ultra-high net worth clients coming to Hong Kong. If you want to visit some steakhouse, then there's totally a lacking of that sort of options. So at the moment, we see a lot of improvement that needs to be done. That's why I've been talking to a lot of restaurant owners and also hotel owners to see whether they can actually enhance their kitchen a bit to sort of catering for the readiness when visitors coming, say, from the Middle East or from Malaysia or places like that. When they come to Hong Kong, they will have a variety of options. Hong Kong is very famous for Michelin restaurants, but how many restaurants is actually certified, halal certified? So that sort of things that we need to really enhance.
There are just 106 halal certified restaurants listed on the Hong Kong Tourism Board website. That's less than 1% of the city's 13,000 licensed restaurants. The list does not seem to be comprehensive. The post found that some certified restaurants are not included, while others on the list seemed unsuitable for some Muslim visitors since they serve alcohol. Now, Hong Kong aims to make the certification process easier and more streamlined in a bid to attract more Muslim tourists and to better serve the city's own 300,000 strong Islamic population. Hong Kong does not yet have a government halal certification system. Instead, the incorporated trustees of the Islamic Community Fund of Hong Kong are currently responsible for granting certificates. In March 2024, the Tourism Board said it aims to introduce a new halal certification system in 2025. Since the government system would be less strict and more inclusive, it is expected to increase the number of restaurants that can qualify. One of the few halal-certified Chinese restaurants says that even the city's current halal certification process has been beneficial and is not as intimidating as it sounds.
開始我哋都驚好繁複嘅，因為從一開始要聯絡去有呢個下拉認證嘅負責人啦，或者佢哋公司啦，其實嗰個要約佢哋時間都係花比較長時間去約大家有一個共同嘅時間啊咁樣嘅，咁佢哋咧會前後嚟3次做一個認證啦。咁呢個認證咧，佢都係不停咁睇餐廳有啲咩 improvement， 對於佢哋嚟講有啲乜嘢係用得，乜嘢唔用得㗎。特別會見到有啲 Muslim 佢哋喺出面會見到啊，又或者佢其實經過咗我哋一個審批啦，攞到個 certificate 之後咧，佢哋都會喺自己網站上面亦都有話俾人哋聽啊，我哋呢個餐廳已經係有proof 咗嘅咁亦都有啲學生佢哋臨過嚟之前啦即係有啲 Muslim 或者佢本身有啲halal diet嘅，咁佢哋都係會睇到我哋餐廳原來係有halal certificate proof 嘅喎，或者佢都會叫其他朋友過嚟咯。
However, some worry that an entirely new halal system may not be the most effective solution. Lam, the Hong Kong lawmaker, says the city may need to take a page from certification playbooks used by other cities around the world.
At the moment, I think we are not gonna have our own certificate of Hong Kong, but rather we'll accept certification from all different parts of the world. Say in Malaysia, there's a JACM system, and in the Middle East and in different parts of the Middle East, they will have different sort of certification methods. And I think with Hong Kong, we sort of embed all of them to make sure that it's actually work with a lot of different levels of halal certificate. Also, some of the tolerance, I think the government really needs to benchmark. I spoke to also some of the food manufacturers in Hong Kong. They're saying that they're really happy to explore on the options, but they're waiting for the government to come up with a plan on sort of that what sort of standards is acceptable, and then they can start doing or producing products that is catering to that.
Khan, the food influencer, says that while the city's halal restaurant scene has improved over the past decade, there is still plenty of work to do.
So one example is KFC. They introduced a menu at one of the branch, I think around 1 or 2 years ago. And it was so popular, like business boomed like crazy. It went so well that they ended up opening 3, 4 more branches that served halal food. And this is like a good example, right? We can tell restaurants that this is what KFC, one restaurant did, and how it really helped them gain a lot more traction and actually, introduce more halal food. So if you do that too, you can get a lot more customers, especially that like Muslims in Hong Kong, we're so deprived of like different cuisines. We're mainly just, sticking to Indian or Middle Eastern food. But like when you find out, there's halal steak or there's halal Korean food, you're like, oh wow, I've never been able to try it. So then it really excites people.